If a person breaks another's tooth, their tooth shall also be broken. This harsh decree was etched into the stone pillar of Babylonian King Hammurabi, illustrating how justice could be both sharp and ruthless throughout history. Hammurabi's laws were not merely rules of punishment. These laws reshaped the entire structure of society, establishing a fine yet clear balance between crime and punishment. The eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth principle advocated that every offense should meet with equal severity. But did this harshness truly ensure justice, or was it merely a tool to consolidate power further? Today, we step into one of history's first great legal systems. Hammurabi's written laws profoundly transformed not just Babylon, but humanity's understanding of justice. If you're ready, let's uncover the secrets behind this stone pillar and embark on a journey to explore how justice and power were shaped. Hammurabi, the sixth ruler of Babylon, left an indelible mark on history, building immense power in Mesopotamia during his reign. Born into an Amorite family in Babylon, Hammurabi ascended to the throne at a young age following the death of his father, Shamshu-Iluna. At the time, Babylon lacked a strong governance structure in its relations with surrounding city-states. However, this swiftly changed under Hammurabi's leadership. Babylon rapidly transformed into not just a military force, but also a regional superpower. Despite his youth, Hammurabi achieved swift and significant victories through military strategies and leadership skills. His triumph over the kingdom of Larsa, one of Babylon's most formidable rivals, showcased his military prowess. Conquering Larsa, a major contender, was a crucial step in consolidating Babylon's dominance in Mesopotamia. With Larsa's fall, Babylon's territories expanded, but this was merely the beginning. Hammurabi's subsequent victories over city-states like Ishnuna and Mari further extended Babylon's borders. These conquests not only bolstered Babylon's political power, but also enhanced its economic strength, as Babylon was situated along Mesopotamia's busiest trade routes. Hammurabi proved himself a leader not just in warfare, but also in diplomacy, establishing himself as a formidable figure in the region. Under his leadership, Babylon evolved into a cultural and commercial hub. Under Hammurabi's rule, Babylon stood out not only for its military victories, but also for its economic growth. The Babylonian people experienced an improved standard of living through agricultural reforms implemented on fertile lands. Hammurabi encouraged agriculture by enhancing irrigation systems, which increased Babylon's agricultural output and contributed to the prosperity of its citizens. Additionally, the selection of Babylon as the capital transformed it into a regional trade hub. As one of Mesopotamia's most significant economic centers, Babylon became even stronger under Hammurabi's leadership. However, Hammurabi's name is not solely remembered for his military and economic achievements. He is also celebrated as one of the fathers of written law. By codifying the laws of Hammurabi, he took a groundbreaking step toward establishing justice in society. These laws are recognized as some of the earliest written legal texts in the world. Hammurabi's laws aim to create a balance between crime and punishment based on a system of retribution. Through principles like an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, the laws sought to maintain social order at the time. Moreover, these laws addressed all segments of society, from slaves to merchants. For instance, if a farmer failed to properly cultivate their land, they would be punished for causing crop failure. Similarly, if someone sold or lost another person's property, they would be required to compensate for the value of the lost item. Hammurabi thus established a justice system built on strict and uncompromising rules. So, were the laws equal for everyone? Although Hammurabi's laws aimed to establish justice in society, they did not apply equally to all social classes. One of the notable aspects of these laws was the differentiation in punishments and rules for the wealthy and the poor. During Hammurabi's time, Babylon had a rigid class structure with significant social divisions, which were reflected in the laws. For instance, in some cases, the punishments for crimes committed by the wealthy or nobles differed from those for the poor or slaves. The wealthy and the nobles often faced lighter penalties, whereas the poor and slaves were subjected to harsher punishments. This demonstrates that Hammurabi's concept of justice was not egalitarian, but rather rooted in a class-based system. For example, Law 5 states that if a noble harmed their slave, they were required to pay the value of the slave. Meanwhile, Law 8 dictated that the same harm inflicted upon a free person could result in a much harsher penalty. The privileges of the wealthy and nobles played a significant role in how the laws were applied. Another example is found in Law 196, which specifies that if a free person kills another free person, the offender must be executed. However, if the offender was a slave, compensation was to be paid to the slave's owner. This highlights the disparity in how justice was administered for slaves owned by the wealthy. Hammurabi's laws reflect the class distinctions and societal structure of that era. While such a concept of justice would be unacceptable today, at the time, society operated within a strict hierarchy where everyone understood their role and place. Therefore, the variability of justice in Hammurabi's laws, based on social status, offers insight into the societal organization and values of that period. The laws that reinforced the understanding of justice in Babylon fostered a sense of trust among the people and helped unite the various segments of society. Hammurabi's laws did not merely establish a judicial system, they also laid the foundations of social order by defining the responsibilities and rights of Babylon's citizens toward one another. Hammurabi's leadership extended beyond military victories, economic reforms, and justice. He also transformed Babylon into a cultural hub, contributing to the advancement of science, literature, and art. The temples and monuments of Babylon symbolized the power and influence of his government. Hammurabi's rule witnessed the emergence of not just a military power, but also a cultural legacy. His name holds a significant place not only in Babylon's history, but also in the history of all Mesopotamia. Hammurabi ruled for approximately 43 years before his death, around 1750 BCE. His passing marked a turning point in Babylon's history. Before Hammurabi ascended the throne, Babylon was a small city-state. Under his leadership, it transformed into one of the most powerful states in Mesopotamia. After his death, the leadership of the Babylonian Empire changed. Hammurabi's son, Samsu-iluna, succeeded him, but maintaining the strong state his father had built proved to be a challenging task. However, Samsu-iluna was unable to maintain the vast empire his father had established. Although he tried to preserve Babylon's balance of power, internal unrest and external threats gradually weakened the empire. After Hammurabi's death, Babylon lost its momentum of expansion, and by the 16th century BCE, under the rule of subsequent monarchs, it had declined into a smaller power. Despite Hammurabi's passing, his laws remained a cornerstone of Babylonian society. The Hammurabi Code continued to regulate critical aspects of life such as justice, commerce, family law, and debt relationships. These laws were not immediately jeopardized after his death. On the contrary, they influenced neighboring Mesopotamian civilizations. The Hammurabi Code served as a model for other societies and paved the way for similar written legal systems to be adopted by other empires over time. The legacy of the Hammurabi Code extended far beyond Babylon. Its written codification represented a significant milestone in the historical development of law. Inscribed on stone tablets, these laws were discovered not only within Babylon, but also in many regions beyond its borders, facilitating the spread of Hammurabi's vision of justice throughout Mesopotamia. I need your support to continue creating these contents. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. With your support, I can keep this journey going. Thank you.